Stuart, thank you for joining us. Can you just explain a little bit about your role with Evolve and what a typical day looks like for you?
Well, like you say, I just do the odd session at different sites for Michael, boxing sessions to help out. But I just come in, get the kids warmed up, have a bit of a talk to them, see how the day's been, how the week's been, and just literally just do a boxing session with them, get them involved, get them moving about.
When was the first time you got involved through Michael reaching out?
Well, me and Michael met up, and we actually got a site. We got a site. We opened a site in Darlington where I'm from, which went well. But obviously, then we lost students, but we had to close it. But that's how I got to work with Michael. And then obviously, I'm doing different types of sessions around different type of buildings. What he's got, but yeah, that's it really.
I usually sort of go on to what was it that made you want to be a part of it, but I came across a quote from yourself close to retirement that I picked up in the Northern Echo, and it said, I'd like to be able to do something with kids in schools. I'd like to be able to sit down and talk with them and say, whoever you are, wherever you're from, you can do great things. I had nothing, then I won a world title. That's the story I'd tell. So how much of a full circle moment is this for you to be doing this type of thing going back to when you retired?
I do this type of thing because I come from that. That's exactly where I come from, where all these kids are from. I don't know, can you say bad backgrounds, because they are bad backgrounds really, and it comes from the homes. Some of them haven't even got parents, some of them are in care homes, some of them have got parents, and no disrespect to anybody, but they're not good parents. And kids, if you're not a good parent, your kid's going to look up to you as a role model, and they're going to do things thinking they're good and they're not. Same type of thing what I was doing when I was a kid. I was surrounded by I was from rough backgrounds, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. And I thought things were normal when I look back, and they weren't. But listen, you have to survive in this world, so kids will do whatever they have to do. But with Evolve and what Michael's doing for not just the North East, for all around the country, to give kids a bit of a boost. And I know when they come into Evolve and they're working through the day and they're working with people like myself, they're only seeing us for that hour or a couple of hours, and then they're going back to whatever they're going back to. But listen, if we can help 1 out of 10, we're doing a good thing.
In that hour or couple of hours, what are the main lessons and values you want kids to take away?
Listen, mate, an hour for me with a kid, I do a lot of talking with them, because I've been through it all. I've been through absolutely everything, ups, downs, being bad, being into trouble, not in trouble, and I'm not just a perfect role model. I'm not going to blow smoke like myself. Do you know what I mean? But I am, and these kids listen because they know. Listen, these kids, right? If someone comes in and they're just, no disrespect to someone who's went to Harvard or something like that, and he comes in and he tries to speak to these kids as if oh, I've done this, they'll know straight away that he hasn't. Do you know what I mean? They get the vibes, but they know with me that I'm telling the truth. People like me can make a change in this world with these kids, and Michael, what he's doing, do you know what I mean? It's a great thing.
So, if you can boil it down to one thing, what does the academy mean to you personally?
Michael, he's just a role model. He's a role model for everybody out there, really, for what he's doing and what he's done and what he's keeping doing. Do you know what I mean? He's a good friend of mine. He'll be a friend for life.
In terms of the bigger picture, how do you measure success at the academy? Beyond the performances, what are the key takeaways you want a kid to take away from a session?
To be that, if they've got something in their mind, them kids, right? And I don't know where they're going back to. I don't know where they've come from, but for that hour, I can just give them a boost and give them belief that the kids, they've got the time to do anything. If they wanted to be a millionaire, they can be a millionaire. If they want to be a doctor, they can be a doctor. But they really can. They don't believe they can, but they can because they've got the time. Time flies. Everybody knows time flies. Time doesn't wait for no man. But I stuck in at the boxing. I went to boxing when I was 9 years old. I think I had over 100 amateur fights, lost a lot, but it's all learning. Then went off the rails, back on the rails, and went back, and then ended up turning professional at 28 years old, mate. Do you know what I mean? When I turned professional, people, especially in the boxing board, were saying, oh, he's going to be one of these blokes who just has a boxing fight. Oh, being a pro boxer. Yeah, I was a pro once, you know what I mean? At 28, listen, most bantamweights at 28, they're retiring. I turned pro at 28. I won a world title. I was the oldest bantamweight champion in history at 33 years old, 9 months, nearly 34 years old when I won the world title. If that doesn't tell you something, especially kids, that you can do anything you want, then that's the takeaway I give to them. You know, I want them to believe that they can do things, because there's so many people just tell kids, and I've had it myself. When I was a child, I probably had things, people saying I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, but I proved them all wrong.
And finally, just looking ahead, where would you like to see the academy grow in the future?
I don't really, I like when you say, where would you like to see it grow? Listen, mate, it's unstoppable. What Michael's doing is just going to grow and grow and grow. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you want me honest opinion, I wouldn't mind seeing it on the stock market.
Excellent. Thank you, mate.